Gary, you aside, Ryan Crowley is the biggest name in the game at the moment. Who do you think he'll go to on Saturday? And do you have a problem with the way he plays his footy?
No, I don't have a problem with the way he plays his football. Yeah, he gets a role each week. I think he does a fantastic job. I think he got Sammy Mitchell on the weekend. I watched the game on the weekend between Geelong and Hawthorn, and I thought Sammy was very damaging. I think he'll go to him. And the thing about Ryan Crowley is obviously, he has done a great job this year on so many players, but Fremantle are the best defensive side in the league. He gets a lot of help from his teammates, and I've got no doubt that's going to be the same on the weekend.
He doesn't just scrag, though. According to some people we've spoken to, he doesn't play with outside the rules. Others have a different view, but the one thing is consistent is that he does chat and talk. What does he talk to you about?
He does. I was actually talking to Stevie Johnson about this after the Geelong game. He gave me a call during the week, and the funny thing about Ryan is he actually tries to have a conversation with you like he's your mate. Yeah. And I actually find that quite difficult because I've never had anything like that, and you'll kind of talk back to him and...
So what sort of things will he say to you?
He'll just say, "Oh, how you going, mate? You enjoying your time up on the coast? I think you're doing a fantastic job." And it's like, is this guy for real?
Gaz, when you played on him at Subiaco, I think probably you were at Geelong.
Yeah.
He worked you over then.
Yeah.
He was much more physical. Is he still physical or is he more subtle in his negating tactics now?
No, he does a lot of things well. He's got a super tank. He's very fit, so he's hard to get away from. And he's very smart with his body as well. He cuts angles very well. He's obviously been playing that role for a long time, so he's had a lot of experience. But I think the one area you can beat him is he's not that explosive, and you've just got to make very early decisions on him. If you can read the play before him, which Mitchell does, he's got a very good footy brain. I'm sure at times he'll be able to get away from him. And
I guess the difficulty from a coach's point of view, because you're right, if you take someone like yourself and you put them to full forward, you're going to get an advantage on speed and you're good overhead, but that actually takes one of your best midfielders out of the midfield. So it's almost a win for Ross Lyon. Not that probably Sammy's a natural forward, but he can go forward.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden it's a win for Ross.
Yeah.
Because maybe the weakness of Crowley can get exposed, but equally you take your best midfielder out of the midfield.
Without a doubt. I think they'll play Mitchell a bit off the half-back line. I know Hawthorn have done that to us in the past where they've kind of switched matchups around to kind of get Mitchell loose. Obviously, Crowley won't allow that, but I think Mitchell's very good at reading the play, knowing a play ahead that someone's going to take a mark so he can get past for the handball receive. And I think you'll find Hawthorn will do that because they want to get the ball into his hands.
Who wins?
If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Hawthorn easy. But after watching the game on the weekend, I think Fremantle's pressure is just incredible. They've been the best defensive side in the league all year, and I think they'll really take it up to Hawthorn on the weekend. I still think Hawthorn will get up, but it'll be a very close game.
Where do you think the game... I mean, generally games won in the midfield, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick maybe a couple of strengths of each team where they can get over the top, what do you think they'd be?
Yeah, obviously Fremantle's their pressure. If they can just pressure Hawthorn all day. Hawthorn are great at using the ball. They use the ball very well. Their kicking efficiency is amazing, and I think if Fremantle can put some pressure on them and make them turn the ball over, slingshot it the other way, that's where Fremantle's going to win the game. If they don't, and they allow Hawthorn to chip it around and keep possession of the ball, then I think they're going to struggle.